Upon receiving termination documents from Julian, the new CEO, the individual, Caleb Mercer, a 47-year-old senior systems architect with 18 years of tenure at Ironvale Technologies, accepted them without objection. Mr. Mercer had been instrumental in building the company's core software platform. He proceeded to gather his personal belongings under observation from human resources personnel. Mr. Keene, who had assumed the CEO role 3 months prior following the acquisition of Ironvale Technologies by a private equity firm, had expressed a focus on streamlining operations and modernizing the company's approach. He arrived at the office accompanied by 2 consultants from a San Francisco-based firm on the day of Mr. Mercer's termination. Mr. Mercer, who had dedicated 18 years to the company, including significant personal sacrifice such as declining other job offers and prioritizing work over personal events, was given 30 minutes to vacate the premises. He completed the process within 15 minutes. Upon departure, he exchanged brief words with a long-term colleague, Donna from accounting, regarding the change in personnel. He was escorted from the building by security personnel. Returning home, Mr. Mercer retrieved personal items from his workspace box, including a coffee mug, family photographs, and a personal external hard drive. He then accessed documentation on his personal laptop that substantiated his independent development of the core algorithm powering Ironvale's platform. This documentation, including timestamp and copyright registration, predated his employment by 6 months. He had previously granted the company a perpetual license for its use. Mr. Mercer anticipated that the system, reliant on this core algorithm, would encounter issues shortly after his departure. His professional relationship with Harold Voss, a co-founder of Ironvale, later Ironvale, began in 2004. Mr. Mercer developed the algorithm to address database scaling challenges for the startup. He was subsequently hired and worked intensively during the company's early years. He assumed a critical technical leadership role following Mr. Voss's health event in 2011, providing stability and technical guidance. He contributed to securing investments and retaining key personnel. Mr. Voss sold Ironvale in 2019, citing retirement. The subsequent ownership, focused on financial metrics, differed from the company's original culture. The company's systems performed reliably during the pandemic, which was critical for clients in sectors like healthcare and supply chain. Mr. Mercer was recognized for his efforts during this period. A second acquisition by a private equity firm occurred the previous year, leading to Mr. Keene's appointment as CEO. Key decisions made by Mr. Keene included canceling a development retreat and reorganizing the engineering team without consulting Mr. Mercer. Mr. Keene also publicly expressed a view that the company's approach needed fundamental rethinking, referring to Mr. Mercer's methods as old school. Mr. Mercer recognized the potential for his role to be impacted, but continued to maintain the operational systems. His wife noted the changes and anticipated his potential departure. In response, Mr. Mercer proactively verified his copyright and documented his personal code repositories. A critical detail, previously undisclosed, was that the core algorithm had been licensed to the company rather than fully transferred. 3 days following his termination, Ironvale's core systems began experiencing critical failures. Mr. Mercer received multiple urgent calls and messages from company personnel, including Mr. Keene, requesting his assistance. He did not immediately respond. Internal communications indicated that modifications by the consultants had impacted the main algorithm, leading to client issues. The following morning, Mr. Keene contacted Mr. Mercer via email, proposing a consulting engagement at an hourly rate to address transition issues. Mr. Mercer declined. Later that day, Ironvale's legal team contacted him regarding intellectual property. Mr. Mercer referred them to his attorney. His attorney confirmed that the algorithm's copyright was registered to Mr. Mercer personally and that the license agreement prohibited modification without written consent, validating Mr. Mercer's legal position. Reflecting on his extensive commitment to the company in the circumstances of his termination, Mr. Mercer considered alternative professional opportunities. He recalled an offer from Elaine Winters, CTO of Meridian Systems, who had expressed interest in collaborating on new projects. He subsequently received another call from Mr. Keene, who described the situation as critical and reiterated the need for Mr. Mercer's return, offering a senior consultant position with appropriate compensation. Mr. Keene also suggested their assessment of the systems as outdated legacy systems may have been hasty. Mr. Mercer indicated he would consider the offer but had determined he would not return to Ironvale under the proposed terms. He recognized that his value lay not just in his technical expertise but also in his independence. 2 days later, Mr. Mercer met with Ms. Winters. She acknowledged awareness of Ironvale's system instability and client concerns. She presented Mr. Mercer with an offer for the position of Chief Innovation Officer at Meridian Systems, including significantly increased compensation, equity, and the ability to build his own team. Ms. Winters expressed a desire to build upon Mr. Mercer's foundational work while ensuring he was appropriately valued. Mr. Mercer indicated he would discuss the offer with his wife. Upon returning home, Mr. Mercer was met by 2 individuals representing Ironvale's legal counsel, who requested access to his personal devices for examination regarding intellectual property developed during his employment. Mr. Mercer again directed them to his attorney. That evening, Mr. Keene contacted Mr. Mercer, expressing frustration with his attorney's actions and suggesting potential legal complications. He offered a proposal for Mr. Mercer to return for 6 months at full salary to facilitate a transition, with the company retaining all technology rights. Mr. Mercer reiterated that the core algorithm was licensed, not owned, by Ironvale, citing the 2004 licensing agreement. Mr. Keene disputed the existence of this documentation. Mr. Mercer confirmed its existence in multiple locations. The following day, Ironvale restricted system access for Mr. Mercer's former team members while consultants attempted a rebuild. This resulted in further system failures. Public news of critical system failures led to a 20% drop in Ironvale's stock price. Former colleagues contacted Mr. Mercer, inquiring if he had taken actions to cause the failures. He responded that he had done nothing and that the issue stemmed from unauthorized modification of a license component. Mr. Keene subsequently offered a substantial consulting contract and public apology, which Mr. Mercer did not accept. The licensing agreement was located in archived files, leading to a shift in tone from Ironvale's legal team in communication with Mr. Mercer's attorney. 1 week after his termination, Mr. Mercer met with Harold Voss, who had been monitoring Ironvale's situation. Mr. Voss commented on the company's difficulties and the consultant's attempts to rebuild the algorithm. Mr. Mercer asked if Mr. Voss had anticipated the outcome. Mr. Voss stated he understood the new ownership's focus was purely financial, not technical architecture. Mr. Voss presented Mr. Mercer with their original 2004 partnership agreement, which explicitly stated the algorithm remained Mr. Mercer's intellectual property, licensed to Ironvale contingent on his employment or a mutual separation. Mr. Voss had included this clause to protect Mr. Mercer's ownership. He mentioned attempting to inform the new owners during due diligence, but they were not interested in historical technical details. Mr. Mercer realized the private equity firm's strategy involved dismantling Ironvale, selling its assets and client base separately. His termination was a step in this process, aimed at removing the individual with critical system knowledge. Mr. Voss revealed he had included a clause in the sale agreement granting him the right to repurchase the company at a predetermined price if the core technology remained non-functional for over 10 consecutive days. He explained this clause was overlooked by the buyers or accepted as a safeguard for their investment. Mr. Voss proposed a collaborative effort to buy back the company, noting he had secured initial funding and interest from original investors, but required Mr. Mercer's participation. Mr. Mercer saw this not as retribution, but as an opportunity for correction. Subsequently, Mr. Mercer received anonymous information indicating plans by Mr. Keene and the consultants to sell the healthcare division, which could violate client confidentiality. This information was forwarded to his lawyer. 3 major clients suspended their contracts due to reliability concerns, impacting 40% of Ironvale's annual revenue. The board convened an emergency meeting, resulting in Mr. Keene's administrative leave. On the 9th day of system failures, Ironvale's general counsel offered a 7-figure settlement for immediate license reinstatement, which Mr. Mercer did not accept. The following day, marking day 10 of system failures, Ironvale's systems remained offline. Financial analysts projected potential bankruptcy. Reports indicated significant employee departures. Mr. Mercer met with Mr. Voss and his attorney. Ms. Winters joined via video conference. His attorney stated the board's offer of $3 million for a permanent license transfer. Mr. Voss's buyback clause would activate at midnight, allowing repurchase of the entire company for $8 million. Mr. Voss confirmed $4 million in backing was secured, requiring an additional $4 million from partners. Ms. Winters announced Meridian Systems' willingness to partner, contributing $4 million for a 40% stake, contingent on Mr. Mercer joining as CTO with appropriate equity. Ms. Winters framed this as an opportunity for Mr. Mercer to rebuild something significant with the necessary resources and team, benefiting both companies through joint ventures. Mr. Mercer considered the implications, including saving jobs, preserving client relationships, and continuing his life's work. He stipulated that the current employees, who had shown loyalty, must be protected. Mr. Voss agreed to no layoffs for at least 6 months in the implementation of an employee ownership program. Mr. Mercer accepted the proposal. Documentation was prepared, including a conditional license transfer agreement, communication with board members by Mr. Voss, and partnership terms drafted by Ms. Winters. At 5 p.m., formal notice of Mr. Voss's intent to exercise the buyback option was submitted. At 6 p.m., Mr. Keene contacted Mr. Mercer, expressing panic and offering increased compensation to resolve the system issues immediately. Mr. Mercer stated the matter was not about money, but about building something lasting and impactful. He ended the call. By 8 p.m., Mr. Keene was officially terminated by the board. The board directly contacted Mr. Mercer, seeking to avoid the buyback and rectify previous errors. Mr. Mercer agreed that rectifying the situation required honoring Mr. Voss's buyback clause and facilitating an orderly transition. At 11:30 p.m., the board conceded, approving Mr. Voss's buyback and Meridian's partnership. The agreements were signed. At midnight, Mr. Mercer informed his former team via email that the algorithm would be reinstated, the company was under new ownership, no jobs would be lost, and a comprehensive explanation would be provided at an upcoming meeting. His wife was present as he sent the communication. Mr. Mercer noted this represented moving forward, not returning, under new terms. The next morning, Mr. Mercer returned to the office. Colleagues reacted with surprise and relief. He conveyed to a long-term colleague, Donna, that sometimes a system must experience disruption to be properly restored. The all-hands meeting featured Harold Voss, Elaine Winters, via video, and Caleb Mercer. Mr. Mercer acknowledged the collective effort required for the rebuilding process, framing it as restoration rather than revenge. 6 months after the company Buyback, a product launch for Integrasphere, a reimagined system architecture, was held. The event was attended by clients, analysts, and media. Mr. Voss presented the company's history and vision, followed by Ms. Winters discussing the partnership with Meridian. Mr. Mercer introduced the new system, emphasizing its foundation on core strengths and new possibilities. He highlighted the critical role of the long-tenured team, announcing an employee ownership program as recognition of their commitment. He also announced the establishment of the Ironvale Foundation to open-source selected technology components for educational and public service purposes. Additionally, a commitment was made to provide 2 years of complimentary service and migration support to clients affected by the system failures, a strategic decision prioritizing trust rebuilding. Mr. Keene, attending as a representative of a competitor, observed the successful launch. His employer's stock subsequently declined. Mr. Mercer reflected that achieving greater success can be a more impactful outcome than direct retaliation. 1 year later, Mr. Mercer joined Mr. Voss for a fishing trip. They discussed the board's approval of further employee ownership expansion. During their conversation, reflecting on the past 18 months, Mr. Mercer acknowledged the challenges and rewards. He considered the algorithm's journey from a personal creation to the company's core technology. He stated no regrets, affirming his prior commitment to building with others and recognizing the distinction between loyalty and ownership, building something and belonging to it. Observing the Ironvale building in the distance, he acknowledged its transformation and shared ownership among those who contributed to its rebuilding.